Question. Ahl al-Ilm have explained. We took this point of benefit from some of the scholars when we was in Medina, and they explained that why is it that the alim and the muta'allim are not cursed? Any ideas? Why the alim, everything in the dunya is cursed except for the alim? And obviously the dhikr of Allah, we mentioned that, but why? From the creation, that it was only the alim and the muta'allim. They mention that everything in the dunya is cursed except for the remembrance of Allah and the worship of Allah. That's the only thing which is not cursed. The alim and the muta'allim, they learn and they teach about that particular thing which is not cursed. And that is the remembrance of Allah and the worship of Allah. That's the only thing which is not cursed. But the alim and the muta'allim, they learn about that particular thing which is not cursed. And then they act upon it and likewise spread that knowledge. So this is why they are not cursed. But once again, look ikhwan, ponder upon that. Sometimes in the place that we live in, like England, the system of this country sometimes pulls you and drags you away. It's not an easy place to live in. And likewise, it's not a cheap place to live in. Everyone has to work. You have to pay your tax, you have to pay your bills, you have to pay your rent, school fees. So because of this, sometimes we fall into that trap and we fool ourselves and say, no, it's not for me seeking knowledge. Wallahi, I wake up in the morning and I'm working the whole night. And when I get back, then I'm tired and I have to give some time to my family. And then subhanallah, la yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Allah does not burden a person more than he can bear. So we start to convince ourselves what we are doing is fine. But really what's happening? We're not really feeding ourselves with that knowledge. We're not feeding ourselves with that particular thing which is not cursed. And without realizing, we're falling into that and giving more importance or more time to all those things which Allah has mentioned is cursed, without you even realizing. So take heed. Give some time of seeking knowledge. Give some time to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Give some time to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if it may be little. But constantly feed your heart. Constantly feed your soul, that which gives it life. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned regarding that when Allah calls you and what the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam calls you to is that which gives you life. Gives life to your heart.